The beauty of what Mario has done in his formulas is all about layering. The master of layers, the master of mats, the master of the soft sculpt. There's a reason for all of this. One essential key is the mixing on his plate. 1-2 pump of moisturizer, and then we go into, he used the shade light medium. We're gonna go 1-2 pump, mixing right in with the moisturizer as the primary base layer. He also is really into using the small side of the F4 brush. I'm just mixing using the edge of my tweezer, nothing crazy, but I'm just gonna spread this out so you can kind of see. What's happening now is that the moisturizer is cutting the consistency in terms of how sheer the color is gonna appear. So now I'm layering more moisturizer. I'm using the wider side. When you wanna hit a certain part of your face faster, that's where the magic of the wider side of the F4 brush comes in. When you actually wanna do more precision blending and application, that's where the smaller side comes in. Even the placement of your hand. If you're really, really close up, you're gonna have a lot more control. If you're more in the middle or in the center, you will have more of a loose application just because of the natural way that your hand is grabbing and stroking. And then the way that you're going to spread this and lay this down, this is what defies a makeup artist in their truest sense. And I tell you that you need to really pay and give your face gentle love and affection. That's what we're talking about here. Even in the way that I stroke this down with my brush, I need to think about that. The stroke matters. The spread matters. But the key and the most important facet to the Mario makeup application, as literally spoken to you through someone who sat in his chair, is his stroking and his consistent layering. So at this stage, we would layer powder. And why would we layer the powder? Because we want to lock in all of our hard work. And when I tell you he is the master of layering, I am not kidding you. The man is a wizard of layering product. There are some products that he used that were unreleased. So just keep that in mind. I am going to be using a loose powder, and I'm going in and I'm just setting this ever so gently, specifically in my T-zone, where I have a tendency to get very, very, very shiny and very oily. Now, his methodology here is important. When I tell you this is probably the most important facet in terms of the layering procedure, because he wants the parameter of the face to be kissed by natural sunlight, he used shade 12O on me. So remember, we started with soft sculpt light medium and we blended that out specifically with the F4 brush. We did cut the soft sculpt bronzing and shaping serum with moisturizer. You do not have to do that, but we did. I am gonna take literally 1 pump of Surreal Skin Foundation, shade 12O. We went more olive. I do pull a lot more olive in the summer, so it made complete sense to me to do so. And what I want to recognize here is we're switching brush tips. We're going into the land of the smaller brush tip because we want more precision. Mario used his plate and he barely used a pump. I would say he used half a pump of foundation, and he really focused these short little pressing motions. I will call them short little bursts of application. This is a gentle little tapping. So what you're doing is you are mimicking the motion of what a beauty blender does, but you have a lot more precision and accuracy in doing so when you're using the brush, because the brush can also spread for us. So as an artist, he's able to kind of go in and he's able to spread that foundation, the thinnest possible layer, people. Because remember, we're gonna go back in and we're gonna layer. We're gonna layer with more powder. We're gonna layer with a little bit of his amazing concealer. Every single one of these products, specifically Surreal Skin, was designed to be used with powder. So if you've been using Surreal Skin and you find that you're getting a little shiny throughout the day, that's because Mario built these products to be used with layers, and he built these products to be used with some iteration of a powder combination. That doesn't mean that you cannot use them on their own. You absolutely can, but you will have different finishes and textures because of that. He literally just danced the product in the center areas of my face. He wanted to leave the outer parameters of my face clean in preparation for the application of skin enhancer. He does not go into the hairline with the Surreal Skin Foundation. That's really all you need to know. What it is patience. I know, because it takes more time to do this than to slap it on. But the more gentle you are and the more loving you are with the way that you're pressing and the motions of the pressing mechanism to blend the product into the skin, the more that it will look seamless in the end result. And I'm gonna also go in here and a little bit in the under eye. Less is more. If there's nothing else that you walk away with from this little overview, understand that less is more. And finally, in terms of the complexion, we also went in and we did do the concealer. When I tell you less is more, I genuinely mean it. He danced the concealer really around the edges here, because what this peach is gonna do is it's gonna knock out that purple. He had a very specific technique as well where he did some gentle sculpting here. This is a self-setting concealer. Design this concealer to give you the effect and the finish that layering a powder on top would. Finally, we're gonna get into layering skin enhancer on top. Small side of the brush, shade medium, parameter of the face. Do not load too much product either on your brush. You can always remove excess on your arm, but you want this brush to kiss your skin. Mario built the skin enhancer so that you can use it in a buildable capacity, but ultimately because it can be so sheer and so rewarding to see what happens when you play with these tonalities. They look beautiful. And when it layers on top of that powder underneath, it still looks alive and lifelike, but you don't look greasy or shiny. You look alive, fresh, and radiant, and we're really celebrating the depths of someone's skin. And there are multiple ways to use these products. This is just one exploration that Mario and I had during our time together. But I quite like a lot of these techniques, and that is why I wanted to share them. Something I would do differently was using less powder for sure. This looks beautiful, a little contour moment to really just clean it up. Clean F4 brush. This is also really designed to blend and work together. That's pretty impressive how nicely these just, a lot of this is the artistic moment, where we're buffing, we're pushing, we're blending, we're sweeping, but we're not forcing product to look unnatural on skin. We're doing the opposite. We're inviting the product to look as real as possible, which takes more time. He took a little of his bronzing serum and he gave my eyebrows some highlights to soften them, which was like a really another beautiful little trick. These are the fundamentals of the mastery of a Mario complexion, and then I promise we'll do more, but that's all I have time for today. So I'll see you next time.